So hi everybody, and welcome once again to my video blog. So today I'll give you a little bit of an update about my life and my transition and how it's been going so far. So as most of you probably know, I have had my facial feminization surgery slightly over 4 months ago now. And so far it's been healing pretty well, I must say. I obviously don't have any pain anymore. I'm getting more comfortable. I don't even notice anymore any discomfort, to be honest. I can still feel, a little bit of tightness in my neck, and I still have a little bit of swelling in my nose. I can tell that things, are not fully, completely healed, but things are going pretty well. I can tell you my scars are much less visible than they were, right after the surgery. And so far, the healing's been going pretty well. For those who keep asking, I've had my facial feminization surgery with Dr. Zakowski near Chicago, and it was actually a pretty expensive surgery. It was something like $19,500 US. And so far I think it's turning out to be a pretty subtle change. When I look at myself in a mirror, I used to find that my face had changed a lot, but now that the swelling is mostly gone, I look at myself and I can recognize myself. And people who have not seen me since before the surgery have recognized me, I went to a nightclub last Saturday with Erin and her friends, and some guys who had seen me there like 1 or 2 times before the surgery recognized me. And I was really surprised by that. But I guess it just means, the changes are really subtle, and people sometimes don't even notice them when they don't know you very well. My hairdresser noticed that there was a big change, but my girlfriend's father couldn't see a difference, I guess because he didn't remember my face super well, However, on the positive side, I seem to pass 100% now. Before I had facial feminization surgery, sometimes people would call me sir, but that doesn't seem to happen anymore. It hasn't happened since the surgery. Although I must say, I only went full-time like a week or 2 before the surgery, so when people were calling me sir before the surgery, I wasn't yet full-time, so maybe I wasn't giving them enough clues. But anyways, I would say in general I'm fairly happy with the results of my facial feminization. Would I do it again? Probably, but if I can give you a piece of advice, I would say if you're young like me and you don't need a lot of facial feminization work, maybe don't do everything at once. I did pretty much everything Dr. Zakowski offered me to do except for the lip lift. And I'm wondering now, should I really have had, for example, a nose job? And Dr. Zakowski also really insisted that I get a cheek implant. I have a cheek implant on this side, but not on the other one. He insisted that I really needed it because my face was really asymmetrical according to him, and that was going to be a huge problem. But I'm really wondering if I should have done that or not. And I think maybe if I'd begun by doing just the most important procedures, I would have been satisfied, and I wouldn't have spent as much money, and it would have been less of a stressful recovery. So those are my advice for people looking to get facial feminization. Apart from that, well, like I said, I've gone full-time slightly before facial feminization surgery, and it was a bit stressful at first, but as soon as I realized, that I was pretty much 100% passable after FFS, I immediately started feeling a lot more confident, and it wasn't that difficult for me. I went to back to school, but to a different university because I'm starting a new program, a PhD program, and I met all these new people who didn't know I had FFS, and it was kind of stressful, in the first 2 or 3 weeks, but I've got to say it's already a lot less stressful. some of the things that were the most stressful were like going to the ladies' room for the first few times, and then I started wondering about really really stupid things. I guess like you're wondering, are people going to be able to tell from the sound it makes when I pee that I do not have a vagina, for example, or worrying that people could see that you do not have a vagina when they look through the cracks, in between the doors of the stalls, for example. So I was a little bit paranoid when I did it the first few times. But eventually, I relaxed a little bit about those things. And, it just seems like people can't tell. I have told 2 people at this university. I've confided into 2 people, and they didn't suspect anything about me being trans, People tell me all the time, on YouTube here, your voice is the only thing that gives you away. And I guess, yeah, I haven't really worked on my voice very much. Maybe I will eventually, but it doesn't seem to give me away in practice. I think when you look physically feminine enough, people just don't catch on those details very much. Apart from that, well, I've gained a little bit more courage in my life too, being full time. I went shopping for the first time alone for women's clothes. I usually always went with my girlfriend, I guess because that made it less stressful. But a few weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, I went shopping for boots and for leggings and all that, all by myself. And it was again a little bit stressful at first, but I got over it, and I'm proud I did it now because I was able to find myself some cute little boots. And yeah, apart from that, I went to a Halloween party organized by some friends of my girlfriend, and I had professional makeup done. It was the first time since I had FFS, and I was curious to see what they would do for my makeup. And I guess they didn't do something very different from before, but I've got some pictures of what my makeup and my outfit looked like for Halloween, and I guess I'll show them to you. I found that I looked really, really feminine on those pictures. And I have a picture of my side profile too in there, on which I think you can see that maybe that's where the FFS made the most difference. Now my side profile is extremely feminine. But yeah, so that's what's been going on recently. I guess not that much in a sense. I've started a new university program and I went full time, but things are going, pretty slow in my life right now. I guess it's a good thing. It's giving me time to adapt. Oh yeah, I told you also that I went dancing. I went to a nightclub again for the first time since the surgery, and some guys recognized me. But I've got to say, that nightclub that night was completely insane. We only stayed for like an hour, but the guys were crazy. They were going crazy, and a lot of dudes were hitting on me, but a lot of dudes were hitting on my girlfriend and on her friend too. And on the dance floor, it was just like they were trying to hump us from every direction. It was completely insane, like a bunch of crazy, horny, rabid dogs. It was really scary. So yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say for today. Yeah, I made a video not so long ago where I was saying that, being full-time was kind of stressful, and I was having difficulty accepting, my physical imperfections, because, we can never be perfect enough. But I think my outlook's improved a little bit since then, and I think I'm becoming more comfortable, which is a good thing. Although, there's still a few things I would like to work on. I'm still experimenting with hormones in the hopes that I can manage to get more breast growth, and maybe I'll work on my voice eventually. I guess I didn't really take the time to do it, and also maybe I haven't found advice which really which I found really useful so far. But anyways, that's it for today, people. Bye bye.